What's up, guys? I'm Corey,
And I'm Jay.
and we are here to do a group review of Marceline Gone Adrift.
Yeah, this is our first collab review for the channel. I mean, normally we do reviews on our individual channels, but since we both read this, we decided since this is a miniseries that we both read, we're just gonna do like a group review together and to see what we both thought about it, have like a good discussion.
Now, a quick synopsis. 6 months ago, I saw this. It was actually probably 7 months ago. I saw this in the comic shop reviews, and I was like, I'm comic shop news, and I was like, I gotta get this. So I started getting it, and I didn't read it until after the 6th issue came out. So you could just get the whole thing out of your system. And after I finished it, I was like, man, this series was crazy. And I told Jay that he had to read it because
Marceline's my favorite character.
And guys, this story, like, without spoiling anything, it is deeper
It's so deep. It hits you right here. Right in the bat symbol.
Like, yeah, right in the Nightwing. And, man, just the writers are so creative with how they're portraying.
And they're so in tune with, like, the characters are all completely in character. And
it's like you're watching an episode.
And it's like, it's one of the emotional episodes of Adventure Time, because, like, I know you guys know, if you watch Adventure Time, any episode with Marcy and Simon is like...
Oh my gosh, those episodes are where you cry. And because, Marcy's singing a song, and the song is so deep that you're just like...
And then when you hear, like, Simon's song, he sings to Marcy about the world being a better place, and it's just like, ah.
Oh my gosh, and Simon, his voice is terrible, but that's when you listen to what he's saying. Like, oh my gosh.
Ah, dude.
I remember at the end of the episode, it was where Simon met Marcy, and she was just a little girl, like, going and get Hambo.
Yep.
That's one of her most prized possessions.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Ah, dude.
Good times. Boat times.
Yeah, so you want to go ahead and explain what happens in here?
Alright, first issue is basically Marcy and Finn and Jake are jamming, and Marcy is
she's in a rut. She's like, if any of you guys ever have done music or like have written your own stuff, there are points where like you're inspired, you have the juice, you're just writing songs every day, and they're all coming out fantastic. And there are other days where it's just like, fuck, I can't think of anything. You try to write, and then you start writing, and then it starts okay, and then you end it with, this is terrible, this sucks, crumple up the paper, punch the wall, toss the paper in the trash can, flip the trash can over.
And Marcy's first album, I'm guessing, was about her loss and how her dad treated her when she was little.
Yep, and that song, the daddy, why did you eat my fries?
And then the, sorry I don't treat you like a goddess.
That's my favorite song of all of Adventure Time. I'm just your problem.
And so she's trying to come up with things, but she just can't. And she's going about how everyone loved her first album, so now the second album
expectations now
has to live up.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, she is suddenly this
She's hit with this like magnetic type of like beam or whatever. Her and Finn.
Yeah.
Her and Finn both.
And when you're reading it, it's hard to understand what it is. But as she's flying, as she's being, what's it called? There's the pulled, attracted, and then there's repulsed.
Repelled, yeah.
Repelled. As she's being repelled from Finn, she is attracted to the Candy Kingdom, and like being propelled.
Yeah, like people are being pulled into like her, like it's kind of like gravitational pull, but it's more like magnetic type of thing. And she's like pulling in these candy people. It's causing destruction, and like candy people are getting hurt. So they're like, princess, you got to do something. You got to stop her. And she tries to stop her by encasing her in the bubble. And they're like, shoot it into space. Shoot it into space. It's the only way we could be safe.
And so Princess Bubblegum...
And she has that moment in that issue where she goes, I'm sorry, Marcy. And presses the button and she goes, fire. And I'm like, oh, Bonnibel.
For the betterment of her kingdom.
Like Bonnabelle, why?
And
No.
but while they're doing that, they play really deep into the characters. Like, Princess Bubblegum. She's very, I don't want to say vain, but when someone's talking bad about her, she like has to.
Oh, those little micro people that are like Princess Bubblegum is Princess Bubbledum.
Yeah, when people are talking bad about her, sending messages about her in space, she's gotta reply. She's gotta be, there's those people that always have to say the last thing.
And she's also one of those people where, like, those people that want to please everybody, that need everybody to like them.
Mm-hmm.
She's like that.
Mm-hmm. And so that's just something that they reveal in the issue, but it's a kid, so they do it subtly, and
we also see a little bit of Bonnie and Marcy's history, and a lot is implied.
Yeah.
And it's legal now, guys. So hey, you can go ahead and go through with that. So
yeah, Cartoon Network, if you want to go ahead and.
I don't watch Adventure Time as frequently anymore, but if they did a Marcy Bubblegum wedding, oh my god.
If they treat Marcy and Bubblegum like Korosami, that would just be crazy.
My mind would be blown.
So good.
My mind would be blown. I mean, they already have Garnet. Garnet is officially Garnet's a lesbian couple.
Yeah, Garnet is. Oh my gosh. And that episode was crazy good. Like, yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah. They're gonna start making Steven Universe comics, and I can't wait for that, because I'm gonna get those.
The Steven Universe is so good. Like,
I got Corey into Steven Universe. So I'm like, I don't know.
When it started, I was a little iffy, but after watching the first couple episodes, I was like, alright, I can get into this.
And the songs in Steven Universe.
The songs are where it's at. Adventure Time hasn't been doing songs
because
as much as
the lady who made the songs for Marcy is gone because she went to create Steven Universe, which has amazing music.
But second issue is basically
it's Marcy. It's her discovering the planet, and Bubblegum going out into space trying to find her.
And Finn goes on his own journey.
My bad. I spit on you.
It's all good.
Bit. But oh my god, it's so funny.
Finn's journey is so ridiculous.
There's this sleazeball record label owner, right? Who tried to sign Marceline in the beginning of her career. You see it in her flashback when Bonnie's still trying to make her kingdom and Marcy's starting her career. This guy, he tries to sign into the record label. She's like, no, I don't need that. I can just I'll just tell these people. I'll handle the promotion myself. I'll handle the ticket sales, the merch, all that. I want to do this myself. I want to put my heart into it. This is my project. And she's like, no. Trust me, I can help you. You really think that, your friend doesn't just stay loyal to you? It's like, man. She basically says fuck you, but she says something like, take your contract and shove it up your something hole. And this sleazeball dude, he just wanted to make money off of Marcy. And ironically, when she gets shot off into space and everybody's like, oh, I miss Marceline so much, this guy,
he goes to Marcy's house and collects all of her things and puts it on show and goes, get your Marcy merchandise.
Shut up and take my money. I know you've seen that Futurama meme where Fry has the money.
Yeah.
Shut up and take my
And they literally have, let me see if I can pull it up. Oh my god. Let's keep talking while I find it.
So this sleazeball, so Finn is trying to track down this guy, and because the guy he stole Marceline's songbook, and Finn's trying to get that back from him because he's like, no, that asshole is not supposed to take. That's a very important piece to Marcy's. That's a piece of Marcy's soul right there. You can't just take that. There it is. You found it?
Yeah. Take my money. And if you can see all of these Marceline merchandise, he's
I would get that locket though. I would totally buy that. I'm not even gonna lie. I'd probably buy some of that merchandise.
And Marcy hasn't even been gone for 24 hours yet, and people are already going, Marcy, come back. And Finn, so he wakes up And
Finn thinks that he repulsed everybody by saying something stupid. He thought he insulted Marcy's music, so he's trying to go out and apologize to Marcy.
But everyone is just being repulsed by him because of whatever gravity.
He was hit by like the opposite of what Marcy was hit by.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Marcy like attracts people, Finn repels people, and it's hilarious because apparently Cinnamon Bun was also hit with this beam, and Cinnamon Bun is like attracting people, and Cinnamon kept saying, "All I ever wanted was friends." And he asked the universe if he could give him a friend.
And like he like absorbs them.
And he goes, buddies! It's so funny.
And like he becomes in a feral state. Like he goes, like it's just, oh my gosh. It's when we get to the part again, like, because the further you go into it, the more you'll remember.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so.
Third issue. Marcy's in space and she meets these dog creatures.
And they're like nomads. They travel from planet to planet, like home to home. And she finds a guitar, but obviously there's no air, so no sound can be heard when she tries to play it. So she goes into the water because sound can travel through water, and she starts to play her guitar, and it gets really cool because like instead of sound or you seeing notes, you see these like colors.
Yeah, she finds her inspiration, which was a great way to portray it in a comic book because, you can't hear music in a comic book. But let me see if I can find the picture.
It's where she's like in the pool or whatever.
Oh, it's not actually in this one. She wakes up on the planet.
Okay,
and,
she wakes up on the planet in this one. Oh, this part. This part right here.
When she's thinking about Bubblegum sending her into space.
She goes, why that little? And then just
infinity of expletives.
So you could just imagine all the curse words she's saying there.
And Bonnie is making the spaceship to go out into space.
And I think here is where we see some more of the flashbacks of the early days of Bonnie building the Candy Kingdom. And Peppermint Butler when he was little, and apparently not a demon.
Butler. That dude he just gets to me. Oh my god.
He's shady as hell, dude. Like there's something up with Peppermint Butler.
And another thing to bring up, we're gonna be showing you all these covers, and the cover is sort of like a pastel artwork style. Most of them are, and they're just really good. I really like them.
Yep. And Bubblegum's got quite the figure.
And here is the cover for issue 4, and I love the space and as her hair.
Yeah.
It's so awesome. And you get more of their backstory when Bonnie is building her kingdom, and she can't be hanging out with Marcy because Bonnie's got to make her own life. You know what I mean?
Yep. And it's kind of like when your friends go, like when you graduate high school and your friends are going off to college and stuff like that. So it's very relatable. And that's why you start to think, is this really for kids? Because this is more of an adult type of thing you're going through.
A deeper message that they are sending than just Marcy drifting through space. It's friends drifting apart due to them going their own
different
ways.
directions in life, yeah.
And here is the picture of Marcy playing her guitar in the water and all the colors come. But when I read this, I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's really creative. I was like, oh, this is kind of acid trippy. I like it.
And here it is starting to explain what how the magnetism thing was working. Apparently the color goop that she's playing in creates this sort of electricity, this polar magnetism or gravity that is what pulled Marceline to the asteroid. And it is explained in the next issues how that happened. Because when I was reading it, I was like, so what is going on? I don't understand. But
I was confused at first too. When I read the first two, I'm like, I still don't get how she was here.
Like there's still there's the big story and then the subtle little conflicts that they're going through with their characters that you're moved by.
And the finish is there in the background being funny as hell.
And you see the next cover, to cover 5, Princess Bubblegum, showing off her bubble butt. See that right there? And yeah, they're just hanging out.
Having fun, yep.
And, alright, we mentioned before messages in space that were dissing Princess Bubblegum, where it was by these leaf people, and the leaf people know where Marceline is. So when Bubblegum goes out into space, she
has a meeting with like the Leaf Kingdom.
Mm-hmm. And when she gets there, one of the leaf people explodes. Like when she gets there, it's like, Bubblegum, you mean Bubble Dumb? I can just see her stupid face now. And then he turns around and she's there, and he just explodes.
Yep. I thought that was funny.
But yeah, what's going on here? So Marceline is slowly becoming more in tune with the new community that she's in, and Bonnie's going to rescue her.
And she's also like being like really appreciated by the people, and they're really accepting of her too.
Mm-hmm.
That was really cool.
So she's like, you know, because Marceline's always looked for an exception and love from everyone that she knows, even though that everyone kind of loves her, you know.
And because her dad, you know, she never got that from her dad.
Mm-hmm. She got it from Simon, and he went crazy.
Yeah,
so imagine how that.
She always feels like that's kind of her fault, even though it's the Crown's
fault. I think she always kind of feels bad that she couldn't help him.
Yeah.
And while they are searching for each other in space, Cinnamon Bun has become this monster. He has absorbed people because of this gravity.
It's like Majin Buu.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Let me see if I can find a see.
And you got Jake trying to fight off Cinnamon Bun.
Mm-hmm. And Finn, he's just in this feral state. He doesn't even have his mask on. He's found himself. Oh my gosh. Like the truth is, we're all dust traveling at the mercy of the wind. He's just become this philosophizer.
It's like Matthew McConaughey. Time is a flat circle.
Mm-hmm. And like he goes, I would fight, but I've lost my sense of, like, oh my gosh. Just his journey is so ridiculous. It's so funny. And he can't fight Cinnamon Bun because all these other people are inside of him, and he doesn't want to
hurt the other people. Yeah.
And all right, so Marcy finally, Bubblegum finally finds Marcy in this issue, and the Leaftons betray Bonnie, and they leave her on the planet. And that's basically where it ends with, sorry if I coughed on you.
It's all good.
Peppermint Butler looks up into the sky, and the message is, your princess belongs to the stars now. And big
Monster Cinnamon
Bun, like, somehow it has just gone off the rails.
Godzilla Bun!
Mm-hmm. It's an angel! Now, the big finale for the Marceline Gone Adrift, this is where all the big lines are basically
all the plots come together.
Mm-hmm. Is Cinnamon Bun, man, can you talk some while I look for something?
Alright, so Cinnamon Bun, he's just kind of wrecking everything, and he's kind of like in this zombie state, and he's just like, friends, I want more friends. And he's trying to take these people to like absorb them into be a part of my group. And it's kind of funny because in the beginning of the series he's trying to invite people to this party. He's like, party at my house. He's like, I only have 2 plates and 2 cups that I think we all can share.
Okay, so here we are in this issue, and it's revealed that the electricity that was that Marcy made when she played her thing, you know, the big gravity thing, they trapped it in a jar, and the Leaflins take the electricity because that's what was moving the asteroid.
Yep.
And so they've got that, and they also take Bonnie's spaceship. And so Bonnie and Marcy are there, and they're like, well, you can just play some more and we can make, some more music. But Bonnie's like, no, I don't have any more inspiration. I can't do that anymore. And basically, the Leaftons say, well, we can make just enough for you to power your, the orb that Marcy traveled there in. So, and, can you help me out here, man?
Wait, so which part are we on?
Try getting ready to fixing the orb so they can go home.
Oh yeah, so when they put the orb together by like using the gravity to kind of bind it.
Mm-hmm.
and then like they're heading back, and there's still like that trouble in the Candy Kingdom with like giant monster cinnamon bun.
And the swindler dude.
Yeah, the sleazeball like record company dude.
He's trying to do a cinnamon bun release party. He's trying to get money off cinnamon bun now. And while he's doing that, we reach a moment of catharsis between Marcy and Bonnie.
Yeah, this was probably the best part of the issue,
Mm-hmm.
where they kind of let it all on the table,
Mm-hmm.
and they kind of talk about their grievances and like how they drifted apart as friends. And I thought they were gonna kiss. Like,
Yeah, look at this right here. They are totally about to make out.
Like,
you know they made out in this little thing right here where they don't show them. They made out.
oh,
right
you know, it was one of those moments where it's just like kiss already.
there. And when they enter Earth's atmosphere, this is the moment where Finn
Gets his like adventurous spirit back.
mhm, like because the sleazeball dude is getting ready to blow up Cinnamon Bun. I completely forgot about that. And Finn is like goes from his
His like hippie philosopher self.
and I love how they portray his state of mind. He goes, seems cool and not okay. And then they've got the wolf in the background. That part also made me laugh when Finn found his hero spirit again and he decided to take out the sleazeball. And he's stepped on by Cinnamon Bun, which reminded me of another episode when, Marcy's ex-boyfriend, when he sold Hambo,
Oh yeah.
and like
evil
Jake
wizard
just
Yeah.
steps on him, and that was the end of the episode.
Yeah, the evil wizard dude.
Uh-huh.
Oh man,
And
that's a really good like spot. I would get that as like.
this
a
is
poster.
where everything comes back together, as when Marcy and Bonnie come back. They hit Cinnamon Bun, and all the candy people come out, and
being hit with that gravity kind of reverses like the polarity of
Mhm.
Cinnamon Bun, which is why it like destabilizes him, and Finn is no longer like repulsed or like
Mhm.
repels people anymore, so that's all fixed.
yeah, and one of the things that Finn's like, all I know is I wandered around aimlessly for a while and ate dirt, and now I'm mature beyond my years. And Jake goes, oh, I remember college.
Jake is so weak.
And Marcy is adored by her fans. Everything seems legit and okay. And to end it all is, because it started with Bonnie and Marcy doing their own things. But deep down they still wanted to be together.
And they still wanted to hang out and be friends.
And Bonnie, she's saying that she's got to build something, and then she says, you know what? Who cares about that?
Yeah, and she stays and listens to Marceline's song.
Mm-hmm. And, man, it was just a great series.
Yeah, overall, I'd give this a 4.5 to 5. Like,
I'd give it a 4.75.
Yeah.
It just went that extra mile, and
It
I
got-
also love the cover.
and it got really deep. Like,
Like, our description of this miniseries does not do it justice.
no, it doesn't. But you guys should definitely check it out. I mean, even if you're not a fan of Adventure Time and you think, oh, it's just a kid's cartoon, well, trust me, there are layers. There are layers to Adventure Time, guys.
Mm-hmm. This thing is like an onion.
Did you
It's like an
really just
ogre.
pull a Shrek reference right now?
You said layers. So wrapped up in layers.
Oh gosh.
But oh man, it's so good.
Oh my god. Yeah, this was a great miniseries. Definitely recommend it to any Adventure Time fan, to any Marcy fan, to any Bonnie fan, to anybody who ships. What is it? Is it? I don't even know. Bubbling.
Bustle. It might actually be bubbling.
Bubbling.
Mhm.
I think yeah. So definitely check this out because there's an implied moment where something happened.
Also, gay marriage was just legalized, so this might just be a
Yeah,
you know.
it's a precursor. I mean, this happened a couple months before that, but
I mean, it just finished though,
yeah, true.
so they must have known.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but this has been our first ever series overview as the two of us together. Like we do movie reviews all the time together, but we
Yeah,
never review comics at the same time. So let us know what you thought about this. If you like this, we'll do more of these. We'll do one for Alias when Corey finishes.
Most definitely.
Bob gave us a suggestion to do like pros and cons for X-Men 92. So that's gonna be an interesting thing to do.
Jay, you just seem like you're gonna hate it. Like you're gonna read it and you're just gonna throw it away, and next time you see me, you're gonna punch me in the face. He's said that countless times today. Like if he hates it, he's gonna hit me because this was 5 of his hard-earned cash.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna be on camera too. It's gonna be like, all right, guys, you wanna know what I thought about it? Spoiler free. Boom. That's what I thought about it. I just imagined Corey's face was the comic, and I punched it.
Great series, guys.
Yeah, but this is something I would not punch Corey in the face over.
I'm glad I decided to get it, and I don't expect you to find it in comic book form, but it's definitely worth getting in trade.
Even though it'll probably be like $19, $20, but it's worth it.
I don't think Kaboom's trades, like, they're not as cheap as Image, but they're not as expensive as DC.
Or Marvel, yeah. But who knows? But definitely it's worth checking out, guys. We both really love this series. Definitely recommend it.
Yep.
So yeah, any closing thoughts?
Nah, not really.
Well, be wary of your friends, guys, because you never know where life will take you. But always have them in your hearts and minds. That's what that's what this miniseries really teaches you to do. And take that lesson to heart.
People drift apart, guys, but every now and then a good friend will come drifting back.
Yep. Well, we'll leave you with that. I'm Jay.
And I'm Corey.
And this has been an Veteran Geekdom Group Review. Peace.